On Saturday, Africa got new African queen in the person of Chidimma Adetshina, who earlier in the year faced concerns from South Africans who questioned her nationality as their citizen, an action which forced her to resign after making it to Miss South Africa Beauty Pageant finalist and got consolations from Nigerians who invited her home to contest as Miss Nigeria. Chidimma, who represented Nigeria at the Miss Universe contest held at Arena CDMX in Mexico City, became the first Nigerian to make it to top 5 in the beauty pageant history and amazingly finished as the second most beautiful girl in the world with a crown as African Queen and Oceanian Queen 2024. Chidimma Adetshina took to her verified Instagram page to say her winning has taught her there is power in unity. To Nigeria, thank you is not enough for all the support you've shown. You picked me up when I was at my lowest. I've never opened up so much, but I was ready to give up on my life, but you became my strength. On days I never wanted to fight, you gave me the strength to fight. I'm so grateful to each and everyone for working this journey with me. To Africa, thank you for showing your love and support as much as I represent Nigeria. Africa fought for me. My voice and my story touched many and brought us together. This journey has taught me the power of unity. I want us to live in a society where all can be accepted and celebrated by one another. This is not the end, but the beginning of my journey. Love you, Miss Universe. First runner-up, Chidimma stated. Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Nigeria in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa said Chidimma Adetshina's doggedness and resilience earned her the reward of first runner in the World Beauty Pageant. In a congratulatory statement issued by Abdurrahman Balogun, Director of Media, Public Relations and Protocols of the Commission, the NIDCOM boss was excited that despite all odds, Chidimma remained focused and attained her goals. Dabiri Erewa said though Chidimma Adetshina, as Nigeria's representative, finished as the first runner-up at the 73rd Miss Universe competition held in Mexico, her courage, determination and support from Nigeria eventually paid off. She was also named Miss Africa and Oceania 2024. Dabiri Erewa recalled Adetshina's controversial official withdrawal from the Miss South Africa 2024 contest, of which she had advanced to the final stage, some few months back, noting that Nigeria warmly welcomed her, after being literally forced out of South Africa. While in Nigeria, accompanied by President Silverbird Group, Mr. Guy Murray Bruce, Chidimma was warmly received at the NICOM Lagos office, and thereafter hosted to a grand reception at Idris Olorunnibe's, the Temple, Victoria Island, with music legend D'banj in attendance. Describing her as brilliant, focused and determined, she urged others to emulate the spirit of Nigerianness in Chidimma by being proud of the country and not run it down under whatever guise. The competition, described as one of the most thrilling in recent years, celebrated the talents, intelligence, and elegance of women from around the globe. Nigeria came second behind Miss Denmark, Victoria Kejadovig, who won the keenly contested crown from Miss Universe 2023, Shenis Palacios of Nicaragua. It will be recalled that Chidimma was rejected by South Africa, who expressed worries and questioned her nationality. Due to that, Adetshina came to Nigeria to represent Taraba State and won the title of Miss Universe Nigeria organized by the Silverbird Group. The NIDCOM news statement ends in quote. Shortly before the World Beauty Pageant, Sahara Reporters News Network reported that the Miss Universe Nigeria, Chidimma Adetshina, who has been embroiled in a nationality controversy, is to be stripped of her South African identity and travel documents. The Department of Home Affairs initiated an investigation into her case after she became a finalist in the Miss South Africa pageant, facing scrutiny over her eligibility due to her mother's Mozambican roots and her Nigerian father's nationality. In August, she withdrew from the competition after the department revealed that her mother might have committed, identity theft, to acquire South African citizenship. Adetshina, a law student, later won the title of Miss Universe Nigeria after being invited to participate by the organizers. The situation ignited a wave of xenophobic backlash in South Africa, prompting Adetshina to tell the BBC that she would need therapy to recover. The Department of Home Affairs announced the withdrawal of her ID papers to a parliamentary committee on Tuesday. Tommy Makode, the department's top civil servant, stated that Adetshina's mother would also have her documents cancelled, as the both failed to meet the deadline to justify their eligibility. Makode mentioned that the case has been referred to the Hawks, a special police unit that investigates serious crimes, which concluded that it was a case of fraud. Officials are now awaiting instructions from prosecutors on how to proceed. Following the department's revelations in August, it clarified that Adetshina could not have participated in the alleged unlawful actions of her mother as she was an infant at the time. Adetshina has stated she was born in Soweto, South Africa. After her victory in Nigeria, she affirmed to the BBC that she still identifies as proudly South African and proudly Nigerian. She has just arrived in Mexico to represent Nigeria at the Miss Universe competition on the 16th of November, where she will compete against contestants from around the globe, including Mia Liru, this year's Miss South Africa winner, Sahara reporters stated. Miss Universe Nigeria, Chidimma Adetshina, was crowned the first runner-up in the Miss Universe 2024 pageant held in Mexico City on Saturday night, but the crown was won by Miss Denmark, Victoria Kjær. During the event, Chidimma was also named Miss Universe Africa and Miss Oceania. The 23-year-old's journey to the Miss Universe contest was a turbulent and painful one, according to BBC. Adetshina initially competed in this year's Miss South Africa but withdrew after facing a xenophobic backlash. Despite being a South African citizen, her eligibility was questioned because her father is Nigerian and her mother has Mozambican roots. The Home Affairs Department investigated her at the request of the Miss South Africa organizers and suggested that moves Adetshina's mother may have committed identity fraud to obtain South African nationality. Following this, Adetshina made what she described as a difficult decision. She left the competition for her family's safety and well-being. Afterwards, Miss Universe Nigeria extended an invitation to Adetshina, asking her to compete. Although she came second in the recent competition, Chidimma received a royal reception in Nigeria, with widespread praise for her participation in the beauty pageant, both on social media and in the country's mainstream media, BBC remarked in its report. We had earlier reported that Chidimma Vanessa Onwe Adetshina, born by a Nigerian father and a Mozambique mother who was a strong contender in the Miss South Africa beauty pageant, slated to be held then on Saturday at the Sunbelt Arena in Pretoria, has withdrawn from the competition after the country police, the Home Affairs Department, issued a statement that her mother allegedly committed identity theft in 2001 after a series of South Africa citizens took to social media platforms to question the true nationality of the beauty pageant contestant. The 23-year-old had emerged as a central figure of discussion on national identity issue after advancing to the top 30 and becoming a finalist in the Miss South Africa competition. She gave in on Thursday morning, weeks after South Africans called for her disqualification over issues related to her nationality and the business integrity of her Nigerian father. Home Affairs Department, in a voice-recorded news release, said that its investigations revealed that Chidimma's citizenship may have involved fraud and identity theft. Some residents in South Africa had called for her disqualification from the Miss South Africa pageant, alleging she was not a legitimate South African citizen. The Home Affairs Department said the pageant organizers formally requested the department to verify Adetshina's citizenship, accompanied by written consent from both Adetshina and her mother. Preliminary findings from the investigation suggest potential fraud and identity theft linked to the individual recorded as Adetshina's mother in Home Affairs records, according to the South Africa Home Affairs Police. However, the department noted that Adetshina, being a minor at the time of the alleged actions in 2001, was not involved in the fraudulent activities, adding that the investigation further uncovered that a South African woman, whose identity may have been stolen in the process, has suffered significant consequences, including the inability to register her own child. The department said it had broadened its investigation to identify and pursue any officials implicated in the scheme and is currently seeking legal advice on the ramifications for Adetshina's citizenship status, saying, criminal charges are anticipated upon the conclusion of the investigation. The Home Affairs said, and in quote, information we have uncovered thus far, the Department of Home Affairs can indicate that prima facie reasons exist to believe that fraud and identity theft may have been committed by the person recorded in Home Affairs records as Chidimma Adetshina's mother. The department, which commenced investigations on Tuesday, alleged that Ms. Adetshina's mother stole a South African woman's identity to register her birth 23 years ago. Chidimma, in a statement on Thursday morning, said, "I would like to start by thanking everyone who has stood beside me right from the start of my Miss South Africa journey. I'm grateful for all the love and support I have been shown. Being part of the Miss South Africa 2024 competition has been an amazing journey. However, after much careful consideration, I have decided to withdraw myself from the competition for the safety and well-being of my family and me. With the support of the Miss South Africa organization, I live with a heart full of gratitude for this amazing experience. I would like to take this opportunity to wish my fellow finalists all the best for the remainder of the competition. Whoever wears the crown represents us all." Reno Omokri, former presidential spokesperson in Nigeria while reacting to her withdrawal, said, even if her mother committed offenses when Chidimma was born in South Africa, as alleged by some in South Africa's governmental agencies, South African authorities should have tackled the mother, not the daughter. Why did they suddenly remember this when Chidimma contested for the Miss South Africa crown? This looks like victimization. Nigerians spend $10 million daily on South African companies, like Mountain, DSTV, and other firms. How come none of them could speak up for Chidimma? Mountain has never spoken up for Nigeria, whether it is during the xenophobic attacks or the DSTV shutdown of Nigeria's penalties during AFCON 2023 when we played South Africa, and now this. What is their purpose in Nigeria other than to suck money from our economy and repatriate it to South Africa? Chidimma has never known any other home other than South Africa. What the South African authorities have done to her is to use state apostates to terrorize and traumatize her into submission. She can't help it if she is beautiful. Would the South African authorities like it if the United States singled out Trevor Noah for victimization in future if he decides to maybe contest an election there? I really hope the South African government has given enough thought to how this action could harm Pan-African relationships in this day and age of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. If we, as sub-Saharan Black Africans, would do this to each other, then what moral authority do we have to fight against racism? I hope the South African authorities revisit this incident and remove the pressure that made Chidimma withdraw from the pageant. Perhaps President Cyril Ramaphosa can intervene. Mr. Ramaphosa is much beloved in Nigeria. Maybe he can also show love to Chidimma.
Osazuwa Connedo, bringing you the news in a more digital way.